So I know you're collecting a lot of data on your consumers, both online and in retail stores. In your industry, I know there's a lot that you have to adhere to in terms of regulations and things like that. I'm sure that keeps you up at night. If you could tell me a little bit about how you're addressing security and compliance with IT.
Sure. So we were doing a couple different things. Again, it's this bringing everything together. This is definitely one of those areas where getting to a single way that we approach security, both with, it's the people, process, and the technology. We moved more to a virtual CISO environment. So we're actually using a third party that is helping us across policies, control, risk, and how we think about the different solutions we have in place. Do we have the right, encryption on all of our data in motion and at rest? We've got all that kind of covered. And since we've done a lot with cloud providers, that's inherently somewhat built in, which helps a lot. Right. We've worked with third parties to do the 24/7 penetration, watching for any penetration attempts. Alerting that helps us understand if we have vulnerabilities that are emerging, stay on top of the ever-changing landscape. Obviously, you've seen a lot in the news lately about how ransomware has really crippled some companies and multi-million-dollar Bitcoin payments to get out. So we've taken, I'm on a call every week about this topic. If there been any threats in the past week, what are we doing about it? Where are we at on some of our projects, getting policies in place, getting training in place. We're doing social engineering tests across our employees every month, which is huge. Honestly, we could do all this, all the technology, all the process and everything, but really where the action is usually our weakest link is our people. Because they click on that link, they open that attachment, they fall for the, hey, this looks like it's Chris asking somebody to go buy a bunch of gift cards to give to, all those scams that are out there, they get better and better. So probably the biggest thing we do is that, like the education piece, and make sure all our people are thinking security first. And I had a guy that used to work for me said all the time, so great security is great service, because you are really taking care of your coworkers as well as your customers when you take that approach first.
Great. I know that's a challenge with employees. You're always going to have somebody that opens one of those no matter how hard you try. So that's got to keep you up as well.
Right. Yeah. We score them. We check it every once in a while. We'll have someone on our leadership team fail, and then we give them all kinds of grief, so we really do watch it closely. And honestly, we've moved to more of a, if you have too many failures in a period of time, that's kind of like you're probably not going to be working here anymore. So we take it that seriously.
So do you provide any apps or technology connectivity to end user clients?
Yes. So again, different ways we've thought about it across the different types of verticals. On the lending side, because most of it, when you think about getting a loan, it's different than having a transaction account. I was used to having, checking accounts, credit cards, all those kind of things. Well, we're really pretty much a lender or a leaser if you're a rent to owner. So you think about that, there are points in time when you want to have that, you're exposing these things to customers to apply by themselves, right? And so a lot of times that doesn't make sense to have an app in the app store, right? Because once you've gone, are you going to download an app just so you can apply for something, get the loan, and then set up automatic payments, and then are you really going to use it? So then you got another dead app on your phone or on your iPad or something that's, what's it used for? So we've taken approach that most of the applications we do that are consumer facing are responsibly designed, so they look great on mobile. There's a completely self-serve as much as possible, so that there isn't a do all this and then someone's got to call you, or you got to scan something in or whatever. There is a little bit of that when we go through some of our fraud filters, because we have to watch that as well to make sure we're getting good legit clients. But most of it's been driven more by mobile responsive. How do you think about self-serve first? So the only place we've actually put an app in the app store is in the Tempo business, that lease to own. type model, because there are some things along the way that model and that payment structure works. There are some points along the way you can pay off early. Your payment might adjust, and there's always a balance at the end you got to pay. So there's more to it with that one, where you may need to go back after the lease has been done. But other than that, we've taken more of a mobile responsive approach. As we look further into what type of products and services we want to offer, we may do more and put other things in the App Store. But right now, it's more, as long as it's mobile responsive and and it works on your phone. To some extent, most consumers don't care. As long as they can get to it, it works, it's easy, then fine.
Do you get any data that shows you the adoption rate of that app, whether people are actually using it?
We do, and that's a good question. I don't know that I'm up on that myself. I know the marketing folks look at it 6 ways to Sunday.
I'm sure.
And we've got a pretty good data analysis team and some other things there. I don't have a sense for what the volume is there, but
sure.
I can tell you it's being looked at. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.